So I had 5 sales today, and the total commission will be $2,600.
$2,600 in one day is
Yeah.
insane. That is more than most people make in a week. All right, everybody, welcome back. We have an awesome story today. I have Carter on here with me, and Carter's story is going to blow you away. He is on week 4, I believe. This is week 4 of the company, right?
Yes, it is week 4.
Week 4, and what he has done in 4 weeks is going to, if you're just learning about this opportunity, it's going to be hard to believe in a great way. So, without further ado, Carter, why don't you tell them a little bit about you, how you got here, a little bit about your story.
Yeah, so I was back in Utah. I'm from Utah, and I just saw an ad on Instagram that one guy made $6,000 in 1 week. And I was like, wow, if somebody my age can make that much money, why can't I? And at the time, I was selling health insurance, and I thought it'd be a lot better to have an active job, to be on a team, and be able to make that same amount of money. And so I decided to come out here. I drove 3 days to get here, and since then, I've just been grinding with the team.
I love it. Undersold himself. So, you did a mission, right?
Yeah, I went to Mexico for 2 years to preach the gospel.
That's awesome. So, yeah, for those who don't know what a mission is, it's going door to door, talking about religion. Is it Mormonism? Is that the name of it? Mormonism?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. And so very difficult, right? So Carter has an insane work ethic. And what we find is when you take someone with an insane work ethic and a hunger and you plug them into an opportunity, ironically for him, a very similar opportunity, but if you plug them into an opportunity where they can make a lot of money, they do make a lot of money. And that's exactly what's happening. So you told me what your day looked like today. So this is August 14th, 2025. In case you're watching this where it's still recent, and this is your 4th week. You said today you had a big day. Tell me what happened today on the doors.
Yeah, so today I found a couple that had a dual property that ended up being roughly $800 in commission. And then towards the end of the day, I found another family that had 3 properties. So I had 5 sales today, and the total commission will be $2,600.
$2,600 in one day is
Yeah,
insane. That is more than most people make in a week.
yeah,
Like truly, if you made $2,600 in a week for 4 weeks, that's what, like right under 10 grand a month, somewhere like 9 to 10 grand a month. That's a lot of
yeah.
money per a week, let alone in a day. Now, obviously, not every day is going to be like that, but as they've seen in the other videos, there's a lot of reps that are pulling over $1,000 a day. We actually just pulled a statistic, which I'll reference here in a minute, about what percentage of people have that happen. Now, 2,600 is pretty rare. You're a rare individual. But that's awesome, man. So you're on your 4th week. What has it been like the whole month? Like tell me about the month. You can talk a little about numbers if you want, but just like
Okay.
what's it been like? What is your first month here like?
So at first, I was actually a little nervous to go talk to people on the doors because you're trying to get them on a program that saves them money. And a lot of people just say it's too good to be true. But it honestly is a really easy sell when people actually hear you out and talk about it. That's why today I was able to do 5 sales. And in the last 4 weeks that I've worked, right now we're halfway through the week. So it's been 3.5 weeks. There's only been one day I haven't gotten a sale. And out here we call that bageling. So I've only bageled one day in the last 25 days. So it's really easy to get a sale. But this is actually my second day that I've done 2,500 or more in one day. So it's not impossible to do. You've just got to go out and be in the right place at the right time, but be well equipped. So when those people come across to you or when you knock on their doors, you're ready to give them the information they need to make an informed decision and be able to sign not only their house up, but their rental properties and their friends and their family that will result in a 2,500 day or higher.
I love it. I love it. And you're the right guy to run into that opportunity. You have to be skilled and working. I mean, you're a unique individual they already walked into this really understanding like the verbal finesse of door to door, and I'm
Yeah.
sure you're still learning. But what I love that we do, and I'd love to hear your comments on it as well from someone who has experience, is prepare you for that opportunity, right? Like it's sort of a create your own luck mindset. If you understand how to communicate to someone at the door, how to not just verbally persuade, but to instill confidence, right? A lot of the thing that I think people think sales is trying to convince someone of something, but in reality, sometimes it's just trying to avoid them from being skeptical.
It is.
Your natural instinct is to be skeptical, and if you're good at communicating, it just means you reduce skepticism more than you're trying to convince them of something that they don't want to do. Everybody wants to save money, and everybody usually can benefit from most products. It's when the salesman is a snake oil salesman and they don't know how to communicate, or they're selling something bad. But
Yeah.
our goal is, obviously, we know people want our product. You can prove that easily with how many times you sell it, consistently. It's knowing the communication skills. So what was that like when you were coming out here? You were skilled, but how have you learned, and how have you appreciated the fact that we teach like confidence and communication?
Yeah, confidence has been huge because because the majority of people you talk to, they've been in a 9 to 5 their entire job, and they've had a manager or a boss tell them all day long what to do. So when you're on the doors, a lot of the time when you're talking to people, you have to say, yeah, you have been paying for these extra charges on your bill. You have been affected by this, and I'm here to help you get the discount. A lot of new reps, especially with a couple that are on Derek's team that I'm on right now, when they go out and talk to people, there's just a lot of questions like, oh, could you go grab this for me? Or have you ever seen this? When you just need to straight up be like, yeah, you have been affected by this. You have been paying this, and I'm here to help you receive the discount. So go grab your bill, and we're going to sign you up for this. And a lot of people at first glance, they're like, whoa, that sounds like so pushy. But when you explain it to them, they're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like, yeah, let me go get my bill so I can see how that works. And then people just end up signing up for it because they see the logic in it. But confidence is huge. The other thing I've had to learn is today, a lot of the questions that people have, I didn't know the answers to in week one. Even though I was shadowing my trainer, and even though I would hear what he was saying, once I started knocking on my own, I was like, wait, I actually don't really know the answer to that. And when I'd go home at nighttime, I'd have to talk to Derek or talk to my manager, Mitch, and say, hey, what would you guys say in this situation? Or what is the actual answer? So when somebody asks me that, I'm actually able to use my creativity and the correct info to give them the right answer. Because you can't be a robot on the doors, but you have to be able to give them an answer so that they can make an informed decision.
So I'm curious, I want to hear more about the environment because we do talk about the money a lot and the money's great. I mean, what are you pacing this month? Do you know a general idea?
Okay, so my first 2 weeks I did 12,000, and then last week it was either 4,600 or 4,800. It was just right around 4,000. We'll just meet in the middle, 4,700. And this week so far, I'm close to 5K, and it's Wednesday.
That's
So
a 20K month.
yeah, so already I'm at 20K, and there's 3 days left.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
20K
So my
first
first
month out here.
Yeah, my first month out here, it's been 20K, but I'm not the only one who's pacing this. Like there are several guys on our team who are pacing it as well. Like I'm not some unique individual who's cracked the code. It's definitely possible. But the environment is huge because we actually had a team meeting this morning that was all about what you're doing before you even knock on the doors. And so we wake up early, we go to the gym, we get some good food in us. We have a team meeting. We talk about what went well yesterday, what didn't go well. In fact, while I was in the gym today, I asked one of my team members, Owen, a situation where he pitches a little differently than I do. And so I straight up asked him like, hey, Owen, I was listening to your recordings. Like, do you find that this works better than what I'm doing? Like, have you tried what I do? Like, which one works better? And we ended up just talking about it. And then I actually implemented what he did on the doors today. And I ended up having a really good day today. And so the culture, not only is it like make yourself a better person physically, mentally, with your body, but also if you have any questions, go to your team about it and they'll give you a good answer. They'll give you insights and then go out and try it and see what happens. The other thing is we have a group chat amongst ourselves and we're always hyping each other up and we're always like, bro, good job. You just popped the deal. We let each other know what's going on and it just gives you a little bit more motivation. Like, oh my gosh, it's been 2 hours and Carter's already done 2 deals and I've done 0. Like, what the heck? I got to get this going or whatever. And that's just what makes it so much better. Like, you're not out here alone. Like, you're out here in a team. We all love each other. We all hype each other up, but we're also on your butt if you don't do stuff that you're not supposed to be doing. We also say, hey, like, you got to shape up. You got to do better. But it's all positive and it's all really good culture to just do better and be a hustler.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's what really keeps people around is that we're not an environment of fast food and quick wins. It's a disciplined environment. I don't know if you guys do this, but I know some of the houses like cold plunge is like the first thing you do when you get there or the first night. And I just love that that's a part of it. I honestly think that's a foundation for success. How have you found the maybe mental clarity aspect or what have you felt mentally since being there and being in that environment over 4 weeks?
This is an interesting thing about me. In high school, I didn't really have a friend group. So I'm not really used to being around 6 other guys my age that were all doing the same thing. So even though I played sports in high school and I did all this stuff, I never really had that friend group to go to. But one thing I've seen is like being with everybody, I've learned that you can just talk to them about anything. You don't have to tell them like your secrets or whatever, but you can talk to them about anything like, bro, I was just not really in my head today. Or like, oh, bro, when I'm on the doors, I kind of sit on Instagram for a minute. Like I need to get off that or different things like that, which just like, there's no judging. Like people will be like, bro, you need to stop doing this. Like this is annoying or this is hurting you, but they do it out of love and it's never judging or it's never like putting you down or derogatory. It's all in the sense to make you a better person.
Yeah, I love that. What would you say if you're like sitting across from someone who you think is a good fit? What would you say to them about joining the team and getting out here? Like, how would you have that conversation about that you think they need to be out here?
Well, the first thing I would say is, what are you currently doing to make yourself financially free? Like, do you feel like you're financially free or do you feel you're stuck in your job? The majority of people say, yeah, I'm stuck in my job. Like, if I quit my job, stuff's going to happen. And I would say, okay, well, let's say that you didn't have to pay rent. The only thing you have to pay for is gas and groceries, which theoretically it's $80 to $100 a week for both of those. You get to come out here and make a lot of money and live with a bunch of guys your same age, and we have a whole bunch of fun. Would you do it? And everybody, of course, says yes. I would say, okay, this is your opportunity to do it. We think you're a great fit. We would love for you to come out here, and you have nothing to lose. Your travel expenses are paid for. You don't pay any rent, and you're going to come out here and be very successful. But a lot of people don't associate risk with making a lot of money. They like to stay in the comfort, but you have to be comfortable being uncomfortable in order to make it.
I love it. Preach to the choir, man. I love it. I'm hoping that someone watches this and resonates with your story and is inspired by you. Honestly, it'd be pretty cool to meet a recruit, and you'd be surprised. It happens more than you think. But a recruit that's watched your stuff and been like, dude, like now they get to meet you and be next to you
Yeah.
and act like, most importantly, act like you and recreate the results that you've had, because that's extremely rare. I'm excited to see where you go in the next 3 months. And then we have our quarterly event. For, I don't know exactly when it is, but and that's coming up, and that'll be really fun to interview you. So, dude, thank you for taking time. I know you're sitting outside of Chipotle or Chick-fil-A or something right now.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
appreciate you taking the time to do this.
No, it's all good. I love it.
Awesome, man. Anything else? Any last words you'd say to anybody?
Take the chance. You've got more time than you think.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much, dude.
Yeah, you're welcome.